Hi, I'm Ben. I've been practicing yoga for 5 years. My favorite thing about practicing yoga is definitely the sort of inner journey that happens with every practice, the chance to sort of get inside yourself and sort of find things and learn things that you weren't necessarily aware of before you got on the mat that particular day. Probably the biggest changes I've noticed since practicing, besides physically, I'm more open. I mean, when I'm doing a regular practice several times a week, I'm definitely more open, but you wouldn't notice generally because I still have very tight hips and hamstrings. But the emotional and spiritual side of it, it's definitely helped me approach everyday life with a lot more sort of calmness and assertion, watching my reactions to things, just more aware of what comes up when life, hands you lemons. I'm a part of the energy exchange program. If you don't know what that is, look into it, it's awesome. I was aware of it when I was practicing at the Moksha studio in Richmond Hill, and I always thought it was a really cool idea and opportunity. I had a full-time job at that point, so I didn't really have the time to do it. In the last year, I've switched careers and become a full-time musician, so my daytimes are free. I have less money, but way more time on my hands, so it was a perfect opportunity to try out the energy exchange program. And it's been awesome. For 3 hours a week, you come in clean, you get to be a part of this wonderful community, and do as much yoga as you want. I think, like most guys, I went with a girl, and it was kind of an excuse to be in a room with pretty girls. And like most guys, I kind of approached it with the sort of, oh, this is gonna be easy, this is for girls, and it kicked my ass, it really did. But the first time I actually got through a full class, it was one of the most sort of relaxing and definitely blissful experiences I've ever had. Once you get past the frustration of, I can't do these poses, to just kind of getting through it, and it was kind of like, oh, that's what this is all about. This is why people do this. And it kept me coming back. My advice to someone trying hot yoga for the first time, and I guess particularly guys, would be, check your ego at the door. If you're coming in it from especially an athletic background or a weightlifting background, you're probably going to assume, like I did, that it's going to be easy, but it's not. But that's okay. Just take it one step at a time. For people that are just trying it out for the first time, and maybe haven't done much in the way of fitness, take it easy on yourself. Just let the room be what it is. The less you try to fight your way through some of the stuff, and that's one of the lessons that's really come through in my practice and have applied to everyday life. The less you try and resist and fight your way through things, the easier things just happen. So, check your ego at the door and be kind to yourself while you're in there. A fun fact about me. Like I said, I've become a full-time musician recently over the last year and a half or so. That's been definitely fun, and a fact. I can only whistle blowing in, which is different, I think. Works for microphones though, so I can whistle on stage and it doesn't bug the mic. I love Moksha Yoga Maple for the people here. I've made a bunch of great friends here over the last year. It's just a great vibe and energy and community. It's a beautiful studio too. The practice space has become one of my favorite places to be, anywhere. Out of Moksha's 7 pillars, I think the one that resonates most with me would be live to learn. Never stop growing and learning and changing and just trying to be better, know more, try to put yourself in other people's shoes as often as you can, and never just figure you're at a spot and you can just kind of sit back and relax and let life happen, because life needs to be engaged with.